Dee, we've never recapped Southern Hospitality before, but I feel like we're going to be right at home with this show.
Well, yeah, it's right in your backyard, Lauren.
This is true. This is true. Speaking of backyard, my granddaddy, this is my family back in Virginia. Whenever he'd go outside to grill steaks, he'd always bring a pack of hot dogs with him. And one time I asked him, I'm like, why are you always grilling hot dogs? We're about to eat dinner and steaks. And he said, I always get hungry. I always need a little snack when I'm out here at the grill. And everyone likes good wiener. Southern Hospitality, Season 4, Episode 1, Wiener Wars. Let's watch.
Remote reality, yeah, that's the key. Unlocking stories wild and free. With the host, side by side. Channel surfers, let's ride.
Hey, Channel Surfers, and hello, new friends joining us for Southern Hospitality. I'm Lauren, your friend and attorney host who loves to overanalyze everything, including our favorite reality TV shows.
And I'm Dee, her paralegal and smartass co-host.
And what better way to bring you Southern Hospitality than from right here in the suburbs of Charleston? Yes, my husband moved me to the suburbs 3 years ago, even though I've lived here for 12 years. So welcome. Welcome to the Lowcountry. It's 73 degrees. It's sunny, and I'm the moron who's wearing 3/4 sleeves. So if I get a little glistening, it's okay.
Well,
We'll
according
just call
to
it the
TJ,
humidity.
yeah, I was going to say, according to TJ's t-shirts, the hot girls like Sir Wieners. So,
Oh, I didn't say I don't think he meant hot. I accidentally wore long sleeves and it's 73. I don't think he meant me. I don't think he meant these old fools out here.
I'm assuming, yes, that you are correct. I was just throwing it in as a joke and making
Although
it
everybody
a pun.
does get hot when they come here. Like my family, when they come during the summer, and I'm like, no, not the summer. We do not want to walk around downtown during the summer. It is
Right.
so sweltering hot. Dee also, she's a beach girl, but she's more up in the dirty Myrtle area.
Yeah, Southern Myrtle Beach. Polly's. Yeah.
I think
Litchfield.
you're like the cusp of low country. You're like right on the cusp of low country.
It's less vacation-y spot. It's more where locals kind of live. You don't, there's not a lot of vacation spots in the southern parts of Myrtle Beach.
Meanwhile, in Charleston, we didn't get #1 travel destination. We had it for like 12 years in a row, but
Oh, that sucks.
we have a lot of tourists. Actually, my husband has an Airbnb that we have here. Anybody ever wants to come to Charleston, I'll send you the link. Message me. Anyway, I'm so excited about this show. I've watched Season 1, most of Season 2. And one of my favorite things about watching Southern Hospitality and Southern Charm are to look at the spots and figure out where they are.
I can see you doing a lot of I Spy during this season.
So I was so pumped to start looking at Charleston with the Channel Surfers. And first scene comes up. I'm like, dude, not Charleston. This is New York City. Not the same at all.
No,
Night
not
and
even
day.
close.
What was kind of similar was the voices in the hotel. Bradley and TJ, after the reunion, they go in the hotel and they hear this loud voice. I mean, you could probably hear it all the way in Charleston, the way they're describing it. But in Charleston, we have haunted hotels. There's the Marriott in Charleston, which my mom and my aunts and uncles went to visit it. Got really wine drunk, and there's videos of my mom with a sheet over her head dressed like a ghost and my aunt drinking wine, and my mom's going, ooh.
I want to see that.
My mom haunts the Marriott, but they were doing a ghost tour through it, so they had a good time with that. Anyway, you want to see that. She won't even let us share that edit we did with Big Brother. All right.
That was
moving
hilarious.
on. Haunted hotel, not a haunted hotel. Similar to the Marriott being my mom. This is Emmy. This is Emmy and Will talking to her mom on the phone about how they pulled one over on their friends.
They played everybody.
They got played like a game of Scrabble.
And
let me give you some letters. F U.
I should have worn my fuck off shirt.
They got played because they had a little misdirection. They knew that Andy was going to ask Will questions about law school and what allegedly happened at the Barrister's ball, the law school prom. Sorry. Actually, Will goes to the law school that I went to.
Wow.
Graduated from. Actually, I can show you guys some pictures of Barrister's ball. So I actually found some pictures from Barrister's Ball, my first year and my second year, which I was single those years. My third year, I didn't take pictures, but I had a boyfriend. Riddle me that.
Was that your date?
No, that's my
Was that
husband.
your date?
It's a dinosaur. Our first
I know.
Barrister's Ball was at the State Museum. We were never invited back after this. They had an open bar, and as you see, we got into the exhibits. And this is me giving a little smoochy smacks to the dinosaur.
I'm not surprised y'all didn't get invited back.
So we know that Will's Barrister Ball wasn't there. I don't know. Maybe after 20 years, they're over it.
What the hell's that?
So this is my second year Barrister's Ball. This is at the Children's Museum, and since I didn't have a date, after a few drinks, this fake firefighter looked real cute. So, give him a little kissy kiss on the cheek. So my guess
I'm
is
starting to see a theme to your.
Will did anything at Barrister's Ball, he got drunk and made out with some inanimate object there. That's what happens. So Will knew he would get allegations about that. And honestly, I don't think the school would want him talking about any school activities outside of the school. I got in trouble on mock trial for taking pictures of us having dinner at a restaurant. And we were drinking beer, but we were just sitting at a restaurant having dinner. And they were like, oh, like that's the appearance of impropriety. People age 21 and up drinking, whatever.
But at the same time, I get what you're saying. But somebody from there was talking because that's how Brad heard the rumors in the first place. Yeah.
But to drag this girl that's in law school into the show where she's just there trying to get an education, I don't think it would be appropriate.
Well, and he could have just said that.
Absolutely.
He could have said, ethically, I can't talk about it. Or something to that effect.
And it could just be his roommate. I had a dude roommate in law school. You know what? I just studied a lot. You don't have much time for anything else your first year. Second year gets a little bit better, but it's intense. It is an intensive doctoral program. Did we have fun? Did we party some? Yeah, but it was much different than undergrad. There wasn't much time. So this is what they knew would come up on the reunion. And instead of talking about it, let's just open up some old wounds and let Maddie know that years ago, Bradley said Trevor was cheating on her. And then he found out she wasn't. And everyone else found out Trevor wasn't. And nobody told Maddie until right now. Because this was season 2 that this happened. And here we are at the end of season 3, going into season 4. Maddie's a mess.
She is. And you would think that she would stop and think about the situation because Andy pointed it out. Maya pointed it out. I mean, this girl's not your friend. She just threw you under the bus to save her boyfriend and her from having to answer questions that they didn't want to answer. Talk about evil.
And I get her hurt over a friend's
I
lying
do.
to her that she trusts.
But that doesn't seem to be what
them.
Yeah, but that doesn't seem to be what she's focused on. She's focused on how their lie made her look. That's what she's so upset about.
How
Apparently,
Brad's lie made her look.
Yeah, because I think she must have gotten some
Well,
comments
Trevor
on social media and
had-
stuff, calling her a liar and everything.
He had cheated on her before. So this was like the second time it was alleged. And you're right. They said that she got a lot of crap about it on social media.
Yeah, so that seemed to be, I think, a lot of what she was upset about was how it made her look.
Why don't you think anybody told her?
I don't know unless the damage was
Not
already
one
done.
bit.
Maybe they were already broke up by the time they realized that it never happened.
But even, I mean, we know that Bradley found out 2 weeks later. So maybe they all found out much later than that. Maybe they just didn't want her back with Trevor. I mean,
That's a
season 2,
possibility.
they didn't want her back with Trevor. So, okay, she's broken up. Let's just not tell her.
Yeah.
Every single one of them, not one of them went to her. Are they all evil, or did they think this was a small white lie in her best interest?
I would
Another
probably
question.
go with the latter.
Did Joe know?
Good
That's
question.
not addressed.
I mean, he's been chasing her for a while, and he finally got her last seasons.
Did he know? If this didn't happen, she wouldn't be with Joe either.
True.
It's a complicated situation,
It is.
but she's moved on. And it's not like Trevor never cheated on her. Why is she still hanging on to it?
I don't know. She's still pissed. But she's only pissed at TJ and Brad.
Maybe there's just no drama with her and Joe, so she has to find a storyline for this season. She's like, I'm just going to pretend to be mad at all of you guys from a few years ago. It's cool.
Yeah.
It's
I'll get some
fun.
airtime. Get some airtime.
Now, Emmy said that Will's mental health was part of the reason he wasn't on the reunion. And in this episode, Bradley calls him a liar. He goes, he went on the Files podcast 2 weeks later, and he said it was because basically a lot of shit was going to get stirred.
It was going to be a bloodbath.
It was going to be a bloodbath. Those aren't mutually exclusive. If you are in a bad mental health space and they want you to go on Watch What Happens Live or Andy Cohen's reunion into a bloodbath where you're going to be the one getting slain with bad mental health, I mean, I would avoid that situation as well.
Yeah, I think the reason they were bringing it up is because, again, the hotel scene has Emmy saying, I made sure that I said his mental health, so that they would believe that.
But
wouldn't question it.
What would the reason be? I'm going to say law school is mentally draining. I completely believe that he could be having mental health issues. And one of the ways that you deal with that is by laughing, by getting on the phone with mom and laughing about it. He's going to make a great attorney because you have to learn to just kind of sweep that serious stuff under the rug. You got to boil down to the facts, but you have to divorce yourself from the gruesome nature of some of the things you deal with as an attorney. I don't know that he's lying.
I don't know if she's lying either. All I'm going to say is if it was made up, it's a serious issue and it shouldn't have been something that was said. If he doesn't have mental health issues about it, then it shouldn't have been said.
And see, I'm going to believe he does have it because why would he make that up?
Well, if I'm not mistaken, she uses that term for herself a lot last season. Anytime that she got in a situation, it seemed to be like a go-to term for her, my mental health just can't take it, that kind of stuff. So it could just be that it was a word that she used, not necessarily him.
Just having been at the same law school as well, and it's 20 years ago, thinking back of it, even this far in the future, I think everybody struggles in law school. So many people end up divorced. It's almost like I would have trouble believing that he was absolutely same old Will. That shit changes you. Don't go to law school, guys. Don't do it.
Look, it was either mental health or he didn't want to put his big boy panties on and face the music. One or the other.
But would Emmy try to protect him?
Absolutely. She tries to protect him. She tries to protect herself. Because honestly, after watching her last season, unless she saw, I think she could see him with his dick in another girl and he run after her saying, it's not what you saw, and she would believe it.
You even see this on Southern Charm, though. They try to create drama in all relationships. That's why Cam in Southern Charm didn't want to have her husband on the show, or why he didn't want to be on the show. And then one of the cast members started spreading rumors that her husband was cheating on her. Okay, guys, didn't happen. Did not happen. Absolutely not. My best friend works with him. She's a nurse that wakes people up from anesthesia. And apparently, he's like the nicest guy. Cam brings him dinner to the hospital. This is why she quit the show after it. So an easy way to throw allegations around when Will is in Columbia at law school. Anyway.
Yeah. And we've seen a lot of divorces on these reality shows over the years. It has to be grueling to go through that, to put yourself up there.
Put you under a microscope. Apparently, this is going to be a thing throughout the season because 6 months later, we see them all at dinner and Emmy is, I guess you call it crying.
I call it fake crying, but go ahead. You think it's Botox?
I think it's Botox face, which, where are you getting that done? Actually, I don't know if I want to ask because I don't know where this cast gets anything done. Grace Lilly is getting her nails done by a pastor. Telling her tarot cards are evil. Actually, my hair place was it was right there by Republic. Then my hairdresser passed away.
Oh.
Yeah, in a moped accident. She had a garbage can. Okay, this is taking a dark turn. Let's go back to King Street. King Street, this is where the court is, where I practice, where I do the bankruptcy laws, and where the county court is, where we do all the other shit. I did see where my friend used to work. People Matter. But there's a lot of shopping that happens on King Street. It's kind
Mhm.
of the center of Charleston. So Emmy's not talking to Brad and TJ.
Mm-mm.
Not since New York.
Maddie's not talking to them either.
No. Well, Maddie's been busy. She's been on a 40-city tour DJing, which she's got to go on tour for that because we don't really do DJs unless it's weddings so much in the Lowcountry.
Yeah, the South is definitely more live music.
Absolutely. My friend Liz, which if you guys listen to the first episodes, my OG co-host, who's been busy. Actually, she was texting me today. She's giving people a tour of Charleston on an electric scooter this weekend or on Tuesday. And she was like, I'm going to break my bones. And I was like, sister, I feel ya. I almost broke my arm rollerblading in my living room the other day, a month ago. I think it's better
I almost broke my wrist walking.
3 peas in a pod right here.
Mm-hmm.
She used to DJ and then she moved down here and she had to give it up. And John Gosselin took over her DJ gig. So that was what she used to do, what he does now. Sorry, ADHD sidetrack. I'm turd, like Maddie.
I'm not much
turd.
better. I'm not much better because I was like, okay, where are we at now? Oh, I know what I wanted to say. Because Emmy was sitting there talking about, why she's not speaking to Brad and TJ and stuff. And she was like, they showed their true colors. And I was thinking that's such a hypocritical thing to say because I felt like she showed her true colors.
Let's dive into that more.
Well, she's supposed to be Maddie's friend and she didn't say any. I still come back to the amount of anger that's going to TJ and to Brad over this situation when they all knew just blows my mind. And like I said, you're supposed to be her friend and you held on to this until it was convenient for you, not the fact that this is my friend. I love her. I need to tell her that this happened. But okay, now it's convenient for me. It's going to get us out of the hot seat. So I need to throw this at Maddie.
Yeah, exactly. Emmy, why did this need to happen on Watch What Happens Live? There is only one answer for that, and it was to get Will out of the hot seat. So yeah, that is a great point. Well, we're all getting, I guess, warm welcomes in Republic, in the back of Republic. Everybody's walking in. Hey.
Getting ready to start their shift.
Probably just saw you yesterday at work, but what's up? We're back on the show.
Michael's cracked me up when he said that Joe had been there. If he had, what was it? If he had a
He'd been there like 6 days because he's following Maddie around like a little puppy on tour.
Yeah. He said he could have bought a real tennis bracelet instead of cubic zirconia. Yeah, that does not surprise me. Joe wants to wife her up so bad. He is not going to let her out of his sight. He's not going to give her an opportunity to meet somebody else or let somebody else near her. It's very obsessive, I think.
Well, it makes you wonder how he feels about Maddie. I guess if she turned back time, her friends wouldn't have lied to her. Maybe she would have still broken up with Trevor. Maybe that's how Joe is seeing it. You know what? Maddie isn't the only one that is obsessed with this whole thing, though, because Will and Emmy go on the Vile Files. Yeah. And they're talking about it. And then they're talking about other things. And they're making up things. When Joe had a little moment with TJ. They slept in the same bed. He reached out and touched someone. So TJ really was the victim there, but they made TJ look like a predator who was drunk and taking advantage of Joe. Not what happened.
That's just a piece of shit.
That,
they were
shitty.
Yeah, they were on the Vile Files and they were sitting there talking about how evil this person is or that person.
And making up lies that your friend's a sexual predator. That's
evil.
Like, let's weigh it. Lying that you're probably pretty shitty boyfriend cheating on you. And then, well, not even lying. Like, hearing it and then finding out the truth and just omitting the fact that you found out. You and everybody else. Or going on a podcast and saying your friend's a sexual predator. I think that's way harder to forgive. What Emmy did.
That's way more evil. That's way more evil than anything that Brad or TJ or any of the other people that they were calling evil had done.
I feel bad.
Diabolical.
I like TJ. I feel bad for TJ.
I love TJ.
Me too.
Yeah, I'm really disliking Emmy and Will right now. So I'm probably going to say a lot of shit about them.
I really don't like that they said that. Because Joe seems like he's on the same. It doesn't seem like there's any confusion between Joe and TJ what happened there.
No, and it was actually on the show for people to watch themselves and see it get cleared up and what had happened. So to go on there afterwards and completely turn it around, yeah, diabolical. That's a bitch. That's
It's
a
just
bitch
another
move.
way to keep the pressure off Will for the podcast. Not this podcast. Although I guess I did take the pressure off him saying, I don't think anything happened. You're too busy. And
Yeah,
I
I'm not
said a
gonna
lot of
give him.
people break up in law school, not like the cheating necessarily. It's more that it just absorbs all of your time.
Yeah.
All of
Well,
it.
you know, and I did watch the whole last season. And the only thing I'm going to say about it is I don't know if he did or didn't. It was always rumors. There was nothing like concrete for me to be seen.
You know, I have an idea. Brad, why don't you stop using things that you hear? Hearsay. It's not admissible in court. Why don't we stop spreading that around? Why don't we focus on our own relationship and not on whatever Trevor and Maddie are doing and not on whatever Will and Emmy. Did I say Trevor and Emmy? Trevor and Maddie,
You
Will
said
and
it
Emmy.
right.
Let's not
Yeah.
worry about what we hear that other people are doing. If you
Right.
hear this from somebody at Will's law school, you don't need to be the source. Have that person go and say something to Emmy.
Right. The only thing I was going to say is when it was addressed to Will, anytime it was addressed, he never came right out and denied it. He always deflected to something else. He never said, I have never cheated. That's not true. I didn't do that. He always flipped the script. And that I found odd.
At least according to the edit.
Exactly.
So since I missed season 3, I meet Molly, who's been fired. I missed a lot. And she shows up, no cover. Now, when she was let go, it sounds like she was also getting up in some business, saying that Michaels was cheating on his ex. And Michaels explains to us in this episode, no, that's not what happened. We were on again, off again. Don't do that shit, you guys. When it's over, just block. Block, delete, done. If you've decided
There's a reason it was over.
make it over. But
Yeah.
Michaels is right. Michaels is a hot dude. He's probably the best looking guy on this show.
I just love him. I love his personality makes him cuter as far as I'm concerned. I just love his
He
personality,
is
everything
tall,
about him.
dark, handsome, good dresser. He's the hottest guy on the show. He's like, if I've got it, flaunt it. If I can make out with some dudes, I'm going to make out with some dudes. So apparently Molly didn't get the memo that this is off again because, you know, it's not her relationship, not her business, and decided to spread rumors that he was cheating. So she also got fired around the same time for bad performance. That isn't Michael's decision. He doesn't have that power.
No, he does. He told her he didn't have the power to hire. He doesn't have the power to fire.
That's lava.
Yeah.
Is that me?
But him, Molly, Lake, and his boyfriend were all pretty close friends. And I think she kind of took the boyfriend's side. And I think that Michaels is a little bit upset that, you know, she stayed more friends with the ex than him or something. I don't know.
Well, I have to say this is hard. And this has happened in my friend group in Charleston as well.
It is.
We are a big place, but it's small. So my ex, when we broke up, everybody was still going to his restaurants and around him. And I was talking to my friend Andrew about it. And he goes, Lauren, I like him, but I never dated him. That's a good point. And then my now next door neighbor, when she and her boyfriend broke up, I was still friends with him. I'm actually still in a text group with him and some of our other friends. And this was like a decade ago. But I was like, I like him, but I never dated him, which makes sense. I don't know why you have to take sides. Just use the Andrew method. Molly, just be like, look, I like your ex, but I never dated him, Michaels. So like you have a whole different perspective on this.
Yeah, I think it's going to determine for me how close a friend they are or if it's family or something like that. There's people close in my life that I don't want them associating with somebody that I've cut out of my life. So if they want to do that, then go ahead, but understand that I'm probably going to back off a little bit.
I just won't need to be around that person.
That's
although when my friend Andrew died, my ex was at the funeral.
Yeah. Yeah. I would just back away. You know, it's not, I can't make them do something, but I can certainly choose how often and how much they know about my life from that point on if they're going to stay connected to that person.
This situation, though, it's going to happen a lot in Charleston, guys. Like, it's fine. They like a different side of that person. Now, if the person was like horrible and abusive, and
Mm-hmm.
that's a
Well, and
different
he seemed to
story.
think that their breakup was pretty amicable. It wasn't.
Right.
It was more stuff that came after the breakup.
And sorry that we're kind of like jumping around from last season to this season, but the show is doing it right now. I think
Yeah.
as we get into the season,
It's all
going to be more
it's all
focused.
interchanging right now.
So there's some heat. Lake is standing there. Molly is ignoring her. Molly is ignoring Michael's. Michael's at first, he's like, you know what? Thank you for supporting small business. I don't care that she's here. I've got a lot of other stuff to worry about.
Mm-hmm.
But then Molly pulls Lake aside. Lake's like, dude, I'm at work right now.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe not a great time. But she pulls her aside. I thought that Molly, she got defensive and it came across as brash.
Okay. And that's probably because you haven't seen Molly. This is your first introduction to her, right? She is just a blunt, straightforward kind of person. She was last season. She wasn't yelling at Lake. She was just being Molly, in my opinion. She just says it like there's no filter. There's no correctness.
She said you need to go
Yes.
back to high school.
I know. That's what I'm
If
saying.
that's how you feel.
She just says what she thinks. There's no filter. There's no
Okay.
correctness in what she says.
But not having a filter doesn't mean you're not a jerk.
Hey, I'm not defending her. I'm just saying that that's the way that's just her personality.
And that's
period.
what snaps Michael's is Molly. Molly had a little spat with Lake outside, which I get. Look, Lake's working. Don't mess with my staff. But Michael, he goes way overboard here. He's yelling in her face. She could smell what he just ate on his breath. This is how close Michael's is. Then maybe that's why she's crying.
I
She's like,
have
dude,
nev-
did you just have one of TJ's onion dogs? Man, your breath is so rank. Just crying.
I have never seen him like that. He has always been very cool, very calm, getting his point across without yelling. I think there's some carryover from the whole hurt of
Yeah.
the relationship and her picking the ex.
Well, he just lets it build up
Mm-hmm.
and keeps it
Yeah.
all under the surface. And then
Mm-hmm.
Michael's
Boom.
explodes into volcano Michael's. But he feels bad about it immediately.
Mm-hmm.
Leva has a talk with him. If he can't control his anger, he's not going to be able to work there. Don't let this person make you lose your job.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought it was very big of him to extend an olive branch and go meet her at the park
Mhm. I did too.
and
And
take
I'm glad.
accountability. And she
Yeah.
took accountability as well. That is how it should be done, guys.
Yeah.
When you're
I was
making amends
glad.
with your friends, because people get in spats inevitably. This is a great example.
Yeah. I thought it was good. I liked seeing the two of them as friends last season because they're fun. They're fun together. And I thought it was so funny when she's like, I'll unblock you. And he's like, you blocked me?
You blocked me on Instagram?
Bitch,
like, I
please.
never go on Instagram except to post remote reality stuff. I don't even know how to check the message. FYI, guys, if anybody's tried to send us a DM. I'm sorry. Lo siento.
Yeah, I have it. I've never been on it. Like, I have no clue how to navigate around it or anything else. I don't know how to navigate TikTok half the time.
We're old. We're
I'm older than you.
Oh, I know.
You.
Grandma. No, actually,
I am.
you are.
I am.
Nobody would have guessed it, though. All right.
Sure.
Were there any other parts where the whole Molly Michaels Lake comes into it?
Mm-mm. No,
So-
I don't think so.
We end the episode, they're friends again. Molly also talks to Leva when she's there, and Leva's like, oh, you're going to be great at what you do. Like, you're going to be wonderful. Just, you're not going to be wonderful here.
Right. And we get a little more detail of what happened with the job and why Molly wasn't there. And she's an event planner during the day, and she was
Mhm.
switching a lot of shifts, and that just wasn't working.
And events, that is a huge industry here in Charleston. Actually,
Oh, yeah.
I should ask my friends. A couple of my friends do event bartending on the side. Charleston is probably one of the most expensive places to live in South Carolina.
Right. But it's probably also a destination that a lot of people like to come and have their weddings in Charleston because
It
there's so
is.
many historical places to do them.
So I wonder if they know Molly. I should
bet
ask.
they do. You should ask.
But yeah, the wages do not keep up with the cost of living here. So I'm not surprised seeing Mia working finances during the day and doing bartending at night, and Molly doing 2 gigs.
Well, they all really do because Maddie, she does the DJing stuff. I don't know about Emmy. I haven't heard them say her or the lake do anything else during the day.
Even I do jobs. I run a law firm and I'm a
Yeah.
podcaster.
Me too, kinda.
We don't make
I
money
don't
podcasting though. We're losing money.
we don't make any
podcasting.
money. We don't make any money podcasting.
That is a negative on the tax return.
I'm gonna take full advantage of that this year too.
I'm gonna write off my Netflix.
I'm gonna
Anyway,
write off everything that has to do with the podcast, get myself down to where I'm not like screaming and stressing over what I gotta pay for taxes.
Republic. Okay. So I've gone to Republic. I used to be younger once, like to go out in Charleston. Now it's more of let's go for brunch, but it's small.
Mhm.
I don't think this show really portrays how small it is.
Mm-hmm. Does it have an outdoor space? Because I feel like they use an outdoor space a lot.
Outdoor space. Yes, it's right beside the indoor space. So you go out the little side door, and then there's that fence with the flowers coming down. And behind that is the outdoor space with the outdoor bar. And the bar, it goes along that wall that's on the right side if you're looking at it. But then inside, the bar goes along the left wall. So they're kind of like back to back.
Mm-hmm.
And if you see the outdoor space, if you ever see how long that is, that's the same indoors. So when
Gotcha.
you go in there and it's packed, it's like sardines. You're
Well, and that
walking on people.
right. And I don't think it's that unusual in the restaurants down in that area. I think a lot of them are small.
And they have a cover. You have the line to get in. And usually the staff, they go out and they're like, does anyone want a VIP table? They try to sell it to you while you're in the line. It's been a long time since I did that. I didn't get the VIP table, but it was like $300 back then, which
Oh wow, it's probably a
10
lot
years
more
ago.
now. Yeah.
I think it was. It was $300 a person. I can't remember because I didn't really even want to go in there.
I don't want to go out enough to spend that.
I don't like being that cramped. The
No.
places that I enjoy in Charleston, like I like the rooftop bars.
Open outdoor spaces.
Bay Street Beer Garden is awesome. There's a lot of places that aren't cramped. I know you said a lot of bars are like that. On King Street, yes.
I
But
said in that area, yeah.
downtown, no. There's a lot of options. We briefly see Bradley's house, which is for Charleston, that's a really nice house.
I'm wondering if he has roommates or something.
I mean, it depends on like what location
That would be
that
very-
is. But even if that was like North Charleston, that would be a $450,000 house.
It would be very expensive to rent or own.
Actually, it looks pretty big. So, but what is
That's the
with
reason
this
why.
ice bath stuff?
I don't know, but it's a big hell no for me. Like, I'm not doing them plunges, those cold plunges.
Chris on Love Is Blind was like, "Oh, get in my bath, get in my bath." Yeah, that I guess it burns. I don't know.
There is some kind of health benefit, but it's
I'm
not enough
sorry.
of a one for me to get my ass down in one of them.
And then we go to a spa with Emmy and Maddie, and Emmy is laying there in a sensory deprivation chamber.
Mm-hmm.
And Maddie is like, all right, boom, I'm coming in with you. So much for the sensory deprivation because they're both laying in there talking. My ADHD mind would need that too.
They just had a slumber party in it.
I don't know if I could just sit there in total quiet. I would probably talk to myself.
I totally could do it. I totally could do it. I would
wanted to
love
try
it.
it. I should look and see where that is. Afterwards, they go sit in a sauna and they're talking about, the whole lies to Maddie. We've already discussed that. Emmy is engaged now to Will.
Woohoo.
Another
Nobody
way to
deserves
fix
it
the
more.
rumors flying. Let's just get engaged and change the subject.
Nobody deserves it more than her.
Made for each other. And Maddie is freaked out by marriage. So she's 28 and Emmy is 27 now. So, they
How
might
old
have
is
been
Joe?
a year younger.
How old's Joe?
So Joe is 29. I think a lot of places in the South, people do get married younger. Like before I moved here, when I lived outside of Charlotte, my friends were all married by that age. I wasn't.
I mean, I really
Wow.
have no room to talk. I was married by 21, so.
But when I came to Charleston, my friends were like 30 and up, 30 to
Mhm.
38. We got married, having kids after 35. I don't know if that's because there's a lot of people that move here, more education. I don't know.
Well, there's a lot more to do there too in Charleston.
Well, that's true.
Yeah, there's a lot more to do. then settle down.
Absolutely. So, but Joe is ready. And Maddie's
Mhm.
like, this scares the shit out of me. They haven't been together that long, though.
No, I think at this point, maybe a year, maybe a little longer. I think it was about 6 months last season, and they're still together. So I would say somewhere around a year to a
And she's
year and a
been
half.
in more serious relationships. He just needs to slow down.
Well, yeah, and I mean, it
Give it
seems
some
like
time.
her career is taking off too, and I think she wants to focus more on that than settling down and, getting all
Joey says
domesticated.
he doesn't know if she'll stay in Charleston.
Well, I mean, that should be a concern, especially if her career takes off like it's been doing.
Yeah.
That might not be the best location for her to have as a home base.
It's not. You're not doing any shows here. He doesn't seem like a wedding DJ. I don't think she's jamming the
Mm-mm.
electric slide.
Mm-mm.
She does like Liz used to do, like clubs, event. And Maddie said she used to kind of be freaked out about being in the sauna with Joe, I guess because he's kind of a stage 5 clinker
He would
before they
drive
were
me
dating.
nuts. Yeah, she would invite other people to go with them because she didn't want to be in there by herself with him.
There's actually this infrared sauna. They've got
Mm.
like a spa right over by my house that does it. And apparently it burns like 600 calories in a 15-minute session. I want to try
Are
it
you
out.
kidding?
No, definitely want to give that a whirl. My friend Jenny and I were going to do it, but then we got too hungover and forgot to book it. This is when she lived out on the Battery. Whenever there we were drinking wine, we're like, let's do this. And
We
yeah,
always have great
couldn't book it.
aspirations when we're drinking wine.
was
Let's
love
do it. Let's
tasting.
do a cruise.
So the guys are having guys' night at the Ansonborough, which is a hotel in Charleston. There's a lot of hotels in Charleston that you can go have drinks at, a lot of them that have rooftop bars. The Ansonborough has that secret poker room. I think it's open on Fridays and Saturdays. And there's like 2 different time slots for it. But the story behind it is the guy who got the land that this
Mhm.
is built on, this neighborhood, Ansonborough, won it in a poker match. So that's the legend.
I thought
behind
it had a very speakeasy vibe
It
when
does.
they opened it up and went into the poker room.
I've never been, but it's right beside the Harris Teeter downtown. It's like right over by the aquarium. So I'm in that area. My son loves the aquarium. I actually texted my friends to see if anybody has gone there, my guy friends. And the only response I got was one of them said that Byron said that Brian knows better places to play poker at 4 a.m. And like the guys say, the gayer the better for guys' night. Literally, this group chat with the guys has a pickle with a hole in it as the picture. Yeah.
There you go.
Anyway, the pickle's like hollowed out. Anyway, I don't ask. That's more my vibe, like that kind of place. We already talked about the Maddie drama.
Mm-hmm.
Joe brings it up, but then he immediately shuts down Bradley and TJ from talking about it, which
Yeah.
he brought it up.
Well, they're kind of
Don't wanna talk about
confused.
it.
Yeah, they're
Don't
kind of
speak.
confused because he's wanting them to apologize and stuff, and Bradley already did apologize to Maddie about it. He apologized on the show. Everybody saw it. And I still don't understand why TJ is even in this. Why she's mad at TJ.
It's because Joe's farts would not make a storyline for the season. They got all they could out of Michael's saying that Maddie tells him when Joe's eating a lot because his farts smell. I want to know what they keep in that cooler at Republic that Bradley farted in and Joe locked in the fridge.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I hope it's sealed things. Like whatever is in there is sealed up and those farts could not get into it.
Let's say it's the VIP champagne. It's been
Marinating in Brad's farts.
an infused in fart at this point.
Yeah.
When they pour it out,
What's that distinct aroma?
what kind of wine is this? Is this a Chardonnay?
Just shitting it.
So we're getting ready for Sir Wiener. This looks like second Sunday. It's
Mhm.
middle of the day, Republic. They've got like the vendor set up. Grace Lilly has her tarot card booth. We see Joe and Maddie driving in, and I'm like, this looks so familiar.
Mm-hmm.
But Maddie lives out in Daniel Island with some friends. So I'm like, first I thought it was the road that goes out to James Island.
Mm-hmm.
Like when I went to do the first episode of Remote Reality with Liz, it looked like that big bridge I drive on to get to her house. But no, then I realized it's Interstate 26. Anyway, actually, they're like driving right where we would turn to go to my office. But if we ever went there for anything other than mail,
True.
since we're not just remote reality, ever since COVID, basically phone,
remote offices,
Zoom
everything's
meetings.
remote.
I still have my physical location. I just use it as a mail drop, which reminds me I need to just go get a P.O. box, save myself a trip. Anyway, the ADHD is strong today. Channel surfers.
TJ has a new hot dog, the cheater
Right.
dog.
But Maddie's trying to calm herself down.
Well, in the ride, yes. She doesn't want her anger to interfere with her job, which is serving the hot dogs at this event of TJ's.
Do some yoga. Let's go do some beach yoga before we go.
Well, she was praying to the gods, she said.
So, yeah, we're going to meet some of the wieners. There's the cheater wiener, which is flaming hot Cheetos.
Mm-hmm.
And you pointed out Cheetos, cheater.
That's the reason why I thought it was called cheater. That is not the reason why Emmy and Maddie think it's called cheater. They think that.
Well, TJ says it's because you're cheating on your diet.
Yes, but they're in there looking at these hot dogs and they're like, every single one of them has been named after somebody. So who's the cheater? Will? Will's the only one, Maddie says.
Trevor.
Of course.
Lord Trevor.
Fits.
Yeah. I mean, TJ, he's just obsessed. He cannot stop talking about Maddie and Emmy. I mean, that's all we see TJ do is talk about Maddie and Emmy. No, wait.
According
it's the
to
other way
Emmy.
around. It's the other way around. Just kidding.
According to Emmy, right?
I don't think this had anything to do with Will.
I don't think it did either.
That was a lot of information
Mm-hmm.
when Emmy told us that the Willy dog would be a foot long.
What was my comment to you? I was like, I don't care what size he's got. He probably doesn't know how to use it.
Is it long and skinny like a hot dog?
That's just disgusting.
Is it thin?
Poor girl.
Oh.
She's probably delusional about that too.
Well, maybe she could go get some clarity from Grace Lilly. I love Grace Lilly. I love her tarot cards. Channel surfers, you know I love to pull a tarot, which, a spoiler about Love is Blind, the finale. And turns out our tarot reading might have been absolutely 100% accurate.
Exactly. But
from before the weddings.
Grace Lilly, she's taken this a whole
I love it.
higher level of improvement over the way we do it. I want to go to one of her readings.
I feel like I was Grace Lilly 20 years ago.
She reminds me of Mandy Moore. Every time I see her, I always think
so
of Mandy
pretty.
Moore.
No, I'm
She
not
is.
saying looks. I'm saying ditzy personality,
She's goofy.
ADHD, goofy.
Yeah, she's-
exactly.
She's right up our alley. We are totally relatable
jam.
to her.
My jam.
Yes.
I'll go read some tarot cards with ya. So yeah, this looks like Second Sunday to me, which is one of the places that TJ does his wieners. They're in at Lamar's. And they only have like 4 items you can get at Second Sunday, but they have this wiener tower that's like $60 apparently that you can get at Lamar's. And it comes with truffle fries and has 5 hot dogs.
Wow.
And my friend texted yesterday and she said, we all need to go do something outside because it's gorgeous. I mean, the weather's amazing here. Allergies are not. They're mad disrespectful. But my birthday is Monday. So I mentioned Second Sunday. Should I swing this? Did I feel like let's go to Second Sunday to celebrate my birthday and go eat a cheater wiener and buy a $40 baby tea? Do they
You
make that
should.
in size 2X?
You should definitely go.
My boobs might fit in the baby tea.
Yeah.
The baby tea's going to be mad disrespectful on me. Maybe I'll just get a trucker hat.
Might be the safest bet. Those crop tops aren't going to hide your babies. Your girls are way too big for a crop top.
Gonna have the under boob. Sweaty, humid. Charleston. Okay. Anyway, I don't know. Do I want to get really sick for my birthday on a hot dog that's not that good anyway, according to Maddie?
What a wiener move. She was
She
being
was
a
not
wiener.
selling those hot dogs.
She was telling everybody they were awful. You'll be sick. Are they any good? No. And
At
I
the
was
taco place down the street.
like, real good friend there.
And we talked a little bit about basically how this goes down. It's TJ's 1-year anniversary. He's like, thanks for supporting my business, buying the merch. And at the end, he goes up to Maddie and he tries to squash the beef. He's like,
Mm-hmm.
the only beef that we should have should be in these hot dogs.
Mm-hmm.
Let's get rid of the beef here. And Maddie just gets more triggered.
I
It's
don't
like she
understand.
doesn't want to put it behind her. And then Bradley comes up and Maddie gets even more triggered. Then Bradley's girlfriend, Julia, is in. And I thought this is so disrespectful. Maddie was like, blah, blah, blah when she's talking.
She was mocking her. I think
All
the girl
Julie
had
is
like
trying to say is like, you guys, after the show, you went out drinking. Why is this a big deal now?
it was worse than that. I think the girl, she either was stuttering or she had some kind of hesitation in her speech, and Maddie actually mocked her.
Jumped on her.
It was terrible.
And then she was saying, what, you got your first period? You were a baby when I was saying, Trevor, honey, let's do the math. That was what, 3-4 years ago? This
Mhm.
person is at least 19, I'm assuming, because Bradley's been dating her for a year. They worked together. I'm thinking he's at least dating people of age. So yeah, 3-4 years
Yeah.
ago.
She's legal.
Would have made her 15. Not, well, maybe. I don't know. She wasn't a baby.
No.
And she wasn't saying anything rude. She was legitimately confused because you and Bradley got along after the reunion.
And he already apologized on the show, after the show, in text messages. I mean, this is just beyond ridiculousness.
Let me clear it up for you, Julia. It's Julia because I have a friend
Mhm.
named Yulia here, and I remember making that connection. Because Yulia has mutual friends with Shep. Apparently, she's gone out and been out with them before. Anyway, because I'm switching topics now. Speaking of Shep, we see Taylor from Southern Charm come up and give TJ a hug. Shep's ex-girlfriend. Back to my ADHD track. It's production. This
yeah.
is a storyline. This is because there's nothing exciting about Maddie. She's not wanting to get
Right.
married. She's not in Charleston doing DJing because they don't do that shit around here. So let's
But
get mad about bullshit.
TJ is calling her out. He's like, why are you mad at me? Why aren't you mad at everybody? Because we all knew.
And since we all got brought into that storyline with being with Brad at work and seeing the girls show him the text message, it's new for us. I just don't know how you're going to stretch this out throughout the season. I think the deflection's going to wear off and we're going to focus back on Will and Emmy. And I bet this is where the crying ends up because now they're engaged. And when the speculation goes back to them, that's
Mhm.
going to be tough. Well, actually, this is his last year of law school. He's supposed to be graduating in 2 months. And I don't know if he'll have anything to do with the show after that.
I don't even know. I'm assuming we'll see him this season. I haven't heard anything that he's not going to be on it. But so far, season 1 or episode 1, it's just her. There's no Will.
Well, he's at school. And we end with Maddie looking like she's about to throw some fist at TJ. To be continued. ... I have to say, I forgot to mention this during guys' night.
Mm-hmm.
There was that new guy, Justin. Justin and Joe are not Charleston guys.
What do you mean? From Charleston?
Yeah, like they're not like the typical Charleston guy. Bradley, TJ, Williams, that's more like preppy.
Mm-hmm.
You know, guys around here, they wear like seersucker and polo shirts and golf shorts. And
Well, no,
they're
I
just
think Joe
preppy.
does that. I think Joe has a preppy look.
Yeah, no. Joe, his
Really?
hair.
I hate his hair. Like,
And
it
then
would-
like
you
when
would-
he was at the guys' night and he had his shirt unbuttoned and his childlike smooth chest.
yeah, the other guy looked like he walked out of a thrift store for his wardrobe. Justin.
I mean, it's like flip-flop, t-shirt. There's definitely like a look. I remember my cousin from Virginia, she had her bachelorette party here and we went downtown. She's like, these are not my type of dudes.
They're not mine either. I honestly don't find any of them attractive. Cute.
Well, they're younger than your kids.
That's true. But I mean, I can say, oh, I think that one's cute or something like that, but not like attractive.
Well, I don't
like, even
mean
if I wasn't,
specifically the guys
yeah.
on the show. I'm talking about like the preppy Charleston.
I still wouldn't find that. No, preppy's never been my attracted. I've not been attracted to preppy guys. You know me. I'm attracted to the Marlboro guy. You know, the
cowboys.
lumberjack and cowboys for sure.
But yeah, that's it for Southern Hospitality. This episode's probably super long and super ADHD and very off track because we are going back with the show to last season. But I'm excited to cover this.
Me too. And I think we'll find our groove just fine in the next episodes.
I love being at home. I feel like this is going to give me a reason to get out, film some stuff, show the channel surfers.
Go get you a Sir Wiener.
Maybe. We'll see. We'll see if I feel like getting sick on Sunday. So we will be back next week with the Love is Blind reunion on Wednesday and Southern Hospitality on Friday. And until then, have a great weekend, channel surfers. Make sure you like and subscribe. Do all the follower thingies. We'll see you soon. Bye.
Let's ride.